we heard just a couple of moments ago about these high school students who become critics. Well, we happen to have the Orange County Register pop music writer and critic Ben Wener again. Nice to have you with us as always.
How are you?
We're fabulous.
Good.
K-Rock, what's this? They're moving the Inland Invasion to Carson.
Yeah, every year for the last, it's got to be 4 or 5 years. They've done the Weenie Roast locally for a long time, much longer than they did the Inland Invasion. And that they would have out at Hyundai Pavilion out in Devore, Glen Helen. And this year they've moved it away from there, thankfully, yay, because that's just about the worst place in the world to go to a show. They've moved it to the Home Depot Center, which is a place where they should have lots more shows. I mean, it's a big place. That's the problem. You can't just bring anything into Home Depot Center. Recently, I saw Green Day there a few years ago. They'll have big things. They'll have a festival. It makes perfect sense for K-Rock to bring a show. And this year, every year, the Inland Invasion, now it's called LA Invasion. Every year it's kind of had a theme, more or less. This year it's not really a stated theme, but you've got Smashing Pumpkins playing their first gig around here in a long time. Chris Cornell from Soundgarden's on the bill. The Foo Fighters are on the bill. Kid Rock is on the bill.
Did you say that with pain?
Well, yeah.
A little bit?
Kid Rock. I get to go sit through Kid Rock on.
But then
maybe he'll beat me up if I say bad things. But you heard he knocked Tommy Lee out or did something at the Video Music Awards.
Yeah,
he's a bundle of fun. So he's there, but it's mostly a lot of '90s people this year. And then the lower card are sort of the up and coming K-Rock bands. Okay. So it should be good.
And Velvet Revolver's going to be
Velvet Revolver. So you got another band, a newer band, but band with big ties back to the '90s, even the '80s, really.
Well, you've also got another one.
There's another radio show this weekend too. It's big. You'd think these things would be done. The summer would be over, but K-Earth is celebrating its 35th anniversary, which I actually wanted to ask you about. That doesn't seem to did they start with oldies in '72?
Well, K-Earth did. They actually had oldies, but it was mostly 50s music at the time.
Yeah, right.
And then as the years have gone, they've kind of moved away from the 50s.
And I saw that because K-Earth as a station, as the call letters, had been around longer than that. Anyway, they're having a show at Verizon. It's a weird mix for a K-Earth show. It's sort of like part classic rock show with the Doobie Brothers and Chicago and War, and then it's part an oldies R&B soul show with the Four Tops and the Stylistics. Mind you, I don't know who's in the Four Tops and the Stylistics now.
Do you know who's in Chicago now?
Chicago doesn't have Peter Cetera, but they haven't had Peter Cetera in a long time.
Yeah.
In Chicago, if you haven't seen Chicago, it's good. They play all the early hits too, and that's really good. And the Doobie Brothers is the original, more or less the original Doobie Brothers, not the Michael McDonald Doobie Brothers. In China Grove. Yeah,
you mentioned the VMA Awards just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake, big winner. He's coming to town.
Big winner, much bigger winner than Britney, and he's
what
coming.
About
he's
coming up.
He's coming to town. He's playing. He's got 3 shows. I think this is really the tail end of his American tour, and he's got 3 shows at Staples. So if you missed him before, it's a very entertaining show. Even if you're not the biggest and I've become a pretty big Justin Timberlake fan. He's very talented, and he puts on one of the better arena pop spectacles in recent memory.
Right.
Really. And Britney needs to just stop. She just needs to. She looked lost. She looked like she had no idea where she was.
And put on a coat.
And
anyway,
well, that would help.
Other than that, let's talk about Kanye West graduation versus 50 Cent.
Yeah, it's the big battle this week. It's everybody putting out an album on September 11th. That seems a little weird to me, but Kanye's got a new album, Graduation. 50 Cent's got a new album, Curtis. Kenny Chesney's got a new album. I've heard him. The Kanye album is good. It's not up to the level of his last 2, which were just fantastic.
Great,
50 Cent has made the same album 3 times in a row, and it's rather boring. The early returns so far show that Kanye is well in the lead by about 100,000 copies. So
really?
The big beef was that if Kanye outsells 50 will retire, which we could only hope would happen. It's not going to. Eminem said he was going to retire. Has the guy shut up once?
These guys trash talking.
That's the game. It's a hip hop game. That's what they do. And they were on the VMAs together presenting an award. They're obviously not about to draw guns on each other like some other feuds in the past.
Right.
We've just got a couple of seconds here. Ann Wilson of Heart, new release.
New release, all protest songs. Not all of them well suited to Ann Wilson's big voice.
But thank you. Always a pleasure to see you.
Good to see you.
Read him in the Register. He is fantastic.